and salutations. I'm Gil.
And I'm Gil, and this is Strategic Prepper.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm here with Thomas, and Thomas has invited me here to the surplus store. He's going to show me some great deals that we can get. And Thomas, I just want to share with you guys, Thomas is starting a YouTube channel focusing on tactical issues.
Yeah, so my name is Thomas, Instructor T, with Vigilant Response Tactical. We're starting off the YouTube channel to be able to have a resource for our students. I do classes here in West Tennessee in firearms tactics and trauma medicine. And my channel is mainly going to be a backlog of information for my students, but also for my friends here on the internet that maybe they can't come to a class, but they still want to gather the information and the knowledge that they can then turn around and start putting it into practice and building that skill set.
Well, absolutely. Thanks, Thomas. And so I'm going to have a link. Now, you're still building that YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
So, but I'm going to give you guys a link, subscribe, and once he starts putting that together, you'll be first in line. That is awesome. All right. So why are we here today? We're looking for great deals. And you guys know that Junior and I, we talk about capabilities. We talk about the 4 legs of capabilities. You remember what they are?
Yes. So that will be gear, skills, knowledge, and practicality.
Yeah, and practice.
Practice.
Right? So you put those 4 things together, that's going to build your capability. Today we're talking about gear, and gear, everyone loves gear. So we're going to go inside. We're going to look for some deals on gear. Thomas is going to show me around here, and this is the J&W Army Surplus Store in Trenton, Tennessee. All right, let's go inside. All right, guys, I know you can't buy this, but this is awesome. This is like full size. And just thought I would share that with you. This is J&W Army Surplus, and they have a surplus soldier. Yeah, you can't buy the soldier, you can't take them home. Anyway, thought I'd share that. All right, looks like these guys got some boots. They look like in great condition. Actually, they look pretty dang new.
A lot of them are. So a lot of the times with the boots on this end of the store, they have more towards the back there, the used stuff. But they'll have even jungle boots, that never got issued. And when the military transitions from one set of uniforms and boots and all that stuff to another, they got to get rid of it. Yeah. And the owner here, he has developed contracts with a bunch of different, the contractors that the military uses to offload old stuff that is like new or is new but never was issued. And they'll buy from veterans that they have a whole trunk worth of stuff and they don't want it anymore. They'll come and offload it here.
I'm looking at the prices, Thomas. They're half of what I paid for my boots.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I look at. I like to buy quality equipment and quality gear, but I'm on a pretty strict budget right now, and this is an option for those that are like us that yeah, we make money, but we have other financial obligations. The issue boots, are they the best in the world? Absolutely not. But
are they the worst?
They're definitely not the worst. And it offers an entry-level option for folks that are just wanting to get into gear, that are wanting, or maybe even for the prepper, right? That already has all these other obligations and they need to get some quality stuff that'll last a long time. This provides an excellent option, especially for footwear, because if you don't take care of your feet, you're going to die.
Well, and as Strategic Prepper, we talk about building in a systematic way, building at different levels. So if you're new to prepping and you don't have good footwear, this is a good, like you said, entry-level footwear. You come here, $60, $50, depends on the pair. You have yourself a good pair of boots. Not the best in the world, but certainly get you going.
Yeah, and when I first started rebuilding my kit, several years ago, I had a house fire that claimed all of my gear. I had probably $40,000, $50,000 worth of gear. I couldn't replace all of that at once. And I couldn't, at that point, really afford to go and buy brand new commercially, from the internet or from like 511 or Cry Precision. So I had to source it through other means. And this was actually the primary way that I rebuilt a lot of my equipment and kit. In one of the videos that I have on my editing block right now, we talked about my first line gear, which was my battle belt system, and they actually have those here. I bought my belt here. I bought my 24-hour assault pack here. I bought most all of the pouches that are on my plate carrier here for pennies on the dollar, and it really is an excellent option. We'll get into some of that stuff here shortly.
Yeah, so for the new prepper or somebody with a very limited budget like most of us do, I think about it this way. If I got $180, I can go buy a great pair of boots. Or I can spend $60, buy a pair here, and now I've got $120 for some other gear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you turn right here behind us, we've got camelbacks. One of these camelbacks, generally brand new, not from a surplus store, is going to be $100 or more, especially one of the issue units. But if you look at this one, it's in excellent condition. I mean, it's like brand new. I doubt this thing's ever been used. It's one of the Marine Corps issue ones.
And it must be good.
They generally go for, it's funny. I was joking at Junior last weekend when we did our video. These camelbacks here generally go for about $25. I think is what I paid for mine when I bought it here. And if you're questionable about if it's in good shape or not, or if it's dirty, run some bleach water through it, and bam, you got a clean bladder. That $25 compared to 100 plus capabilities and that cost point.
Absolutely.
We also got the e-tools that are about $30 right over here.
Those are the cases. There's the tools. Yep.
And they'll go for about $20-30 for the tool and a case. Compared to brand new, they're about $50. Walking on down, there's a whole lot of clothing, but there's something very, a very specific thing I want to show y'all back here, if I can remember where it's at. Now, I'm probably going to get some comments on this. I'm not advocating
better not be used military underwear.
No, it's not. That they have it here, but I'm not going to advertise you buy it. I'm not advocating you buy this for actual use. I'm advocating you buy it for training, because they have surplus IFACs and surplus medical equipment that are expired but are still an excellent training option. Because if you go on North American Rescue's website and you order one of their training units, it's the same exact cost as the live product that you would use to save someone's life. They'll have, and you got to dig around sometimes to find it, and it depends on, because you'll see they just toss them in here, but you'll see sometimes you'll get lucky and find one of their tourniquets, one of the old Gen 2s. They sell those for about $5. $5 for a training tourniquet compared to $30 for a training tourniquet from North American Rescue, when I could, for that price, buy a legitimate tourniquet that would actually save someone's life. When it comes to training, guys, now I'm all about trying to train, on the cheap, on a budget, because life is expensive enough already. I don't want to, spend money on training equipment that, especially for medical, could buy me the actual product itself to build my IFAC. And the pouches here, while they're not my preference, that's what I started with. And as I got to a point where I could afford nicer or more what I wanted, I went and got it. And now I have boxes at my house of old surplus equipment that I was using that I got from here, but I'm no longer using now, and I can use that to build another kit for someone else, maybe my wife, maybe a buddy of mine. Fun story, me and Junior, we have a friend who, they're wanting to get into the tactical side of things. They want to start training. He's a homesteader, but he wants to start learning how to shoot, move, and communicate, and have his own equipment. I had a surplus plate carrier and a couple of plates, a couple of old steel plates. A buddy of mine sold me a set of ceramics for pretty cheap, and this last weekend, me and Junior were together, we were shooting, so I was like, hey, whenever this guy, comes to train, he can use this stuff. He didn't have it until he has the money to buy his own carrier and maybe upgrade the plates. It's always nice, especially when it's your friend or someone you care about, when you have extra. This is a great way to stock up extra for a really low cost point.
Absolutely.
Ooh, and they'll have back here brand new tactical pants, BDU style pants that aren't camouflage, because for the prepper, wearing a lot of camo is not really following in suit with the gray man theory, and neither is for the tactician, the everyday person that wants to be tactically minded, you're not going to really fool anybody going around in M81 Woodland or multicam that you can buy from a surplus store, but you can't come up here and get you a set of EMT pants that here, and especially in the South, just about everybody's a volunteer firefighter or EMT, and it's a lot less noticeable and a lot more indescript than wearing camouflage. And these are going for like, I think normally they would run about $75. I think when I bought a pair here, they were like $30.
Yeah, another opportunity to take your money and expand your use of it.
Exactly.
$30 here, and that's $40 you can go buy something else with.
Yeah. So if we want to,
but they do have green. You got your forest green
I love
too,
the
so
Ranger
that's good.
green. I love Ranger green.
Yep.
So if we want to, we can head down this way.
All right.
And we're going to start here very soon, kind of getting into some of the stuff you would probably remember, Bill, from your time in the Marine Corps.
Well, I already saw a shelter half, so yeah.
Now we're getting into Alice pads. Alice pads are some of the most durable
Flashback.
pieces of equipment.
Where's the frame?
The frames are a little bit farther down. They sell them as individual pieces and components so that...
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah,
I got
$20.
$20 for an Alice pack.
For the large one.
This is in great shape, looks like to me.
Alice pads, a lot of guys, even though they're issued rucksacks, will still use Alice pads because they offer so much as far as capability go, and that was the first modular backpack system that the military really ever adopted, because you'd use the small bag or the large or medium bag, same frame, same shoulder straps, and just run with it. And I love how here they have the pack itself, the bag, and then they'll have these shoulder straps for $15 right next to it, so that maybe you can't afford to get it all at once. You can piece it out and come back each week, when you get your paycheck, and buy, the bag and shoulder straps today maybe, and then next week come and get the frame itself, which is, then we'll have the kidney pads and waist strap for about $10. Then we start, as we come down, getting into some of the wet weather.
Yeah, let me take a shot of the warehouse here. Look at this, guys. There is a boatload of stuff here.
Yeah.
This place is big.
It's pretty exhaustive. It's taken, I came in here one day and just walked around for 6 hours discovering everything.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look around and see what other deals we can get. And I'm going to turn this off for a moment.
Sure.
And we'll take a look when we come up with something really cool.
Okay, guys, so one thing that we want to talk about is load-bearing equipment, right? In a tactical situation, which is kind of what we're looking at today with gear. For a fighting loadout, you need a couple of things, right? You need a weapon, then you need a way to feed that weapon system, to supply it. And if you don't have the money for a plate carrier, which they have an example of right here, I think that's the size for a child, or we're just very big men, I don't know which one it is. If you don't have the money for something like this carrier is tagged at $150. If you don't have the money for that, where you can put in rifle-rated armor plates, if you don't have the money for that, maybe you wouldn't get something like this. This is a load-bearing vest that you can feed, and it's MOLLE compatible, so you can change up things and adjust it to your preference and your need. But you can put a pistol, a couple of pistol magazines, rifle magazines, general purpose pouch, and then on the back you can MOLLE in, say, a hydration bladder or a day pack. Looks like they've got a dump pouch here, or maybe that's another pistol reload. That's another pistol reload. It comes with a belt, so if you want to have, and it's a Velcro interline belt, so if you have one of those Velcro belts, you can Velcro that on and attach more equipment there. It gives an option.
And is there a price on that?
Sometimes this one is going for $74.
All right, that's not bad. That's an awful lot for $74.
And the thing that I look at is sometimes there's a place and a time for a plate carrier in armor. Sometimes there's a place and a time for a chest rig or load-bearing equipment. Because, say for example, if I'm going on, in my experience and in my professional capacity, if I was going on a mission that was going to last 30 hours or less, so a direct action raid and assault, going after a high value target, we would wear armor because we know we're definitely getting into a fight, and armor stops holes from entering your body. It keeps the red stuff in, which is where it's supposed to be. That's where God put it, so that's where it should stay for you, not for the guy that, we have problems with, obviously. Load bearing equipment, though, if I'm, say, going on a long range reconnaissance, or maybe I have to cover a lot of ground over several days, that armor's heavy, guys, and odds are I'm ditching the armor, or I'm stowing it at my base of operations, and I'm gonna wear something like that, or a chest rig, that I can still feed my rifle, and I can still feed my pistol off of it, and I can still carry other equipment that is mission essential, but I don't have the extra weight of the armor. And so those are some considerations, should I get a chest rig, should I get a plate carrier? In my opinion, you should get both, but what are you starting off with? Well, what can you afford? Plate carriers are always more expensive than chest rigs. It's just a fact of life, guys, for the quality ones.
Well, then you got to buy the plates.
And then you got to buy the armor. And RMA armor right now, level 4, their 1155s are going for about $325 if you apply a discount code. A buddy of mine gave me a discount code. He's an affiliate with RMA, so I have a discount code with them. But $300 for plates after you've already spent $100 or $200 on a plate carrier, and that's a cheaper end plate carrier for the price point on it. They're generally about $200-300 for the really, really nice ones that are really high quality. Comparatively, you can get a chest rig or a load bearing equipment, vest, a load bearing vest for under $100, and still have all the capabilities of a plate carrier just without the ballistic protection. That's a good place to start until you save up the money to buy plates and a carrier.
It's a pretty common find at a surplus store, huh?
Yeah. These are some of the newer ones. These are brand new, still with a tag from Rothco. Then you've got, for example, one of the older ACU pattern ones that are going to be significantly cheaper. Do I like the color scheme? Absolutely not. I hate the ACU digital camouflage, but it's an option. And it can get someone in the door when it comes to buying gear, and you can dye it. You can dye it to be darker to kind of break up that digital camouflage pattern that never really worked in my experience. But that's going to be a little bit cheaper. It might be $30 or $40. So you still wind up saving money that you can either put back to buy something else that's a little bit bigger purchase, or go ahead and stock up on some other pouches or other kit while you're here.
Excellent. Thanks. All right. I'm looking. Oh, it's a $6 knife bin. Look at this. All these knives. Any knife you want. It's all $6 in this knife bin. So,
knives, multi-tools.
Oh, yeah. There's a Husky
razor
multi-tool
knives
right there. And, yeah, so if, especially if you're just getting started, you want to equip yourself, plenty of options here. A couple of knives here, frees up money so that you can go get something elsewhere. A lot of good options here.
Then they've got the Marine's best friend right down here.
I actually happen to have a number of those Ozarks myself. They're not bad tools. All right.
Get your new K-bar.
Yeah.
They got some K-bars.
Yeah, beautiful K-bars. I love my K-bar. It's a great knife. All right, why don't you, all right, Thomas, let's see what we both got here. Why don't you, I'll hold the camera and you kind of explain what we got. We got the great deals here.
Yeah, so all in total, we both had different kind of objectives in this outing. You had some stuff that you wanted to pick up or you found along the way that you wanted. You got two great items, one being a poncho liner, a whoopee. That is the never-ending debate. What is it called, a poncho liner or a whoopee? Do us both a favor, drop a comment. We're going to say, we're going to have two comments, poncho liner, whoopee. We're going to see who gets more likes. That'll end the debate. That's what it'll be called forever and ever.
I call it a poncho liner, you call it a whoopee. We'll see.
And then he also picked up a load bearing vest. Why? Because, Gil already has armor. He has a plate carrier and a chest rig, but this adds a capability that maybe his chest rig doesn't. Where he could still feed his rifle, he could feed his pistol while patrolling his property, or, while, I don't know, maybe playing hide and seek with some weird neighbors in the woods at nighttime. And Rothko makes really great products for a pretty decent price. Jill, what did your price on this wind up being on your 2 items?
Gosh, I can't even remember. Just a little over $100.
So, I mean, not bad. And the majority of that was this carrier.
Right, that was $80-something.
I mean, it's 550 Cordura nylon. I'm checking out the stitching right now. Everything's double stitched up. And I would venture to say that there is not much that you're going to be able to do to this thing that it's not going to survive, other than maybe getting into a knife fight and having your back turned to the guy trying to stab you. That it might not survive that.
Hey, I've already been in my knife fight recently.
And then for myself, you know, I had a little bit of a different mission in mind.
Let's head over here.
So over here, one of the first things I got, and actually, probably my proudest buy today, is a concealable plate carrier for my armor. Now I have an external cage plate carrier, but sometimes, especially when I'm doing private security or I'm doing executive protection, I need to be a little bit more discreet. I need to be a little bit more, you know, covert, and I can't go around wearing my chest, you know, my cage. So that adds capability. Now I can put that on under a t-shirt, throw a jacket on, kind of breaks up the bulk from running my rifle plates. Picked up a set of knee pad inserts for my combat trousers because my knees hurt, and having to hit the ground real quick and maybe landing on a rock is not just a great idea for me. Picked up a couple of IFAC pouches and the inserts because I'm a big proponent of medical gear and training and making sure that my team has at least a baseline minimum of that equipment. And you know, for about 150 bucks, I can stock this with the required equipment. And you know, if I have to use one of them, I've got another one to replace it with, or maybe a buddy wants to buy one off of me, I can throw it to them for a pretty killer deal. You know, I'm not trying to get rich off of my friends, but, or if they just absolutely need it. And in a bad situation where money no longer matters, I've got medical equipment for people to be able to use. Picked up a kangaroo insert that I can throw my magazines in inside of my plate carrier, and we'll do a video later, kind of if your viewers want, on plate carriers and how we have ours set up in comparison. I'll go inside where I still have the molly weaving available in the front, and my magazines can go in there. And just a couple of extra little pouches to be able to put multi-tools and flashlights in. That way it's on my kit and not necessarily in my pockets. And a couple of boot bands for my soldiers and Marines. You know why I got the boot bands.
Absolutely.
Some of the stuff we didn't go over out here, if you look right over here, we've got Pelican cases that are a really excellent option to be able to store stuff. And then to your right, Gil, there are a bunch of ammo cans that go for about $10, $12, $15.
Okay.
And again, you know, the ammo cans and Pelican cases, what can they not be used for? You know, what,
I've got a bunch of them,
yeah,
filled with stuff.
and not just ammo, I'm betting.
Well, mostly ammo, but yeah. But yes, I do actually have some other stuff. I have one for our radios and a few other items. Yeah.
So what did we come off with today? Yeah, I spent right at $40.
And I spent a little bit more than 100.
But for what, you know, you look at what we bought and the price per item compared to what it would be ordering it on the internet or going to a, you know, a box store, like, you know, like a 511 store where they sell all this stuff brand new. That would be poncho liner thing would have been about $75 to $100 brand new. Got it for like 20 bucks.
Yeah, and we're talking about building our systems incrementally. We don't have to be Rambo all at once.
Yeah.
We build in pieces, and this will help us get there on the tactical side. So check out this video on building your systems and the different steps of development. And stay safe, stay prepared.